to solve the bad problem. Although the weather is very hot, Guo Jiaxing still occasionally has drinks with the leaders. Guo Jiaxing actually can drink and doesn't like it either. However, the top leader, Director Wang, likes to drink and hold meetings at night. The meetings inevitably turn into banquets. Director Wang's drinking capacity is actually not good, and he doesn't drink much, but he's greedy, particularly good at this, and he also loves to be lively. As a result, those leaders had no choice but to get together frequently and have fun with Director Wang. Director Wang's drinking moral is quite good because he doesn't like to make others drink. However, Director Wang often said that a person's ability varies, but the key is not to lose motivation. Drinking is the best way to reflect this kind of motivation. People still need to be spiritual. For the sake of spirit, Guo Jiaxing has to drink. Guo Jiaxing got a new characteristic of drinking recently. As soon as he drank to that extent, he especially wanted to do that with Yumi as soon as he got back to bed. It doesn't matter if he drank too little. If he drank too much, he couldn't remember it either. Just at that moment, he wanted it especially. And his condition was also very good. How much wine was exactly the right amount, he couldn't say. It could only be met. On this night, Guo Jiaxing obviously benefited from the drink. It was the so-called that point, and he felt particularly full. When he got home, everyone at home was asleep. Guo Jiaxing lit the lamp and quietly watched Yumi sleeping. After watching for a while, Yumi woke up, and Guo Jiaxing was smiling strangely at her. As soon as Yumi saw Guo Jiaxing smile, she knew what Guo Jiaxing wanted to do. Guo Jiaxing's smile was really special at this time. He laughed and stopped, then laughed and stopped again. He had to divide it into several paragraphs before he could finally laugh out loud. As long as he laughed, it meant that Guo Jiaxing wanted that. Yumi's head rested on the pillow, feeling a little troubled. It's not that Yumi deliberately wanted to dampen Guo Jiaxing's interest, but Yumi had just been to the hospital a few days ago, and the doctor said, everything is fine. However, the female doctor repeatedly warned Mrs. Guo that these days your belly cannot be pressed. If you guys really couldn't hold it anymore, you could only ask Director Guo to do it gently or shallowly. Yumi understood, but her face was too red to be put anywhere. Yumi said to herself, no wonder people say that doctors are the most rogue. It seems true. Everything they say is straightforward and there's no abstraction at all. But Yumi didn't tell Guo Jiaxing what the female doctor said, as Yumi wouldn't be able to say those words anyway. Yumi thought he had given birth anyway, so he should know this. Guo Jiaxing obviously understood and did not press Yumi. To put it bluntly, he did not really do it. However, his hands and teeth were extremely ferocious and sharp on this night. Yumi's breasts soon had several pieces of skin broken. Yumi's mouth opened. It hurt so much, but she dared not to stop him. Based on Yumi's experience, if a man gets hairy in bed, it will be difficult to clean up. Yumi let him. Guo Jiaxing gasped and was painful. Up and down, with no way out, he continued to grope painfully in the darkness. How? Guo Jiaxing said, smelling alcoholic. What can I do? Yumi sat up, thought for a long time, and decided to solve the problem for Guo Jiaxing. Yumi climbed down from the bed and slowly put him off for Guo Jiaxing. Yumi knelt beside the bed, getting down in front of Guo Jiaxing, and took Guo Jiaxing into her mouth. Guo Jiaxing was shocked. He is a man who had experienced the hardships and had seen the world, but he had never encountered such a thing in his life. Guo Jiaxing wanted to stop, but his body didn't listen to him and he couldn't stop it. Well, Yumi was extraordinarily determined and cooperative. Guo Jiaxing had no choice but to carry out the sexual intercourse to the end. This time, Guo Jiaxing actually accomplished it in an extremely weird way. Yumi pursed her lips vigorously, turned around, opened the toilet lid, and suddenly vomited violently. Guo Jiaxing's problem was solved, and he was almost sober. He felt particularly ecstasy and had all kinds of love for Yumi. Guo Jiaxing hugged Yumi like her father. Yumi turned back, wiped the corners of her mouth with the tissue, smiled, and said, "It seems that you reacted." When Guo Jiaxing woke up early in the morning, he found that Yumi had already woken up and had already cried, with tears all over her face. Guo Jiaxing glanced at Yumi and remembered the thrilling events last night, which seemed like a dream. Guo Jiaxing patted Yumi's shoulder and comforted her. "Let's not be like that anymore. Not anymore." But Yumi put her head into his arms and said, "Whatever this or that, I am your woman anyway." After hearing these words, Guo Jiaxing felt a very special touch in his heart, which was rare. Guo Jiaxing looked at the tears on Yumi's face and asked, "Then why are you crying?" Yumi said, "I cry for myself and my ignorant sister." Guo Jiaxing said, "What do you mean?" Yumi said, "Yu Xiu wanted to go to the grain purchasing station. She told me that her brother-in-law had so much power that it would be nothing to him. I thought about it and agreed without talking to you. These days, I always think that no matter how powerful you are, you can't cover the sky with one hand. It's too overbearing to first arrange your wife in the supply cooperative and then send your sister-in-law to the purchasing station. I'm not afraid that Yu Xiu will scold me, but I'm afraid that the people in my hometown will look down on me, saying that since Yumi was married to the director of the Revolutionary Committee, she had forgotten her rules and even refused to lend a hand for her biological sister." Guo Jiaxing thought of last night and had to agree to Yumi's request, no matter what. Guo Jiaxing tilted his head, blinked, thought well, and said, "Let's wait for a few days, A few days. Too much concentration will not be good. Wait for a while, and I will tell them,